So I left off on me not liking modeling. I didn't like modeling because it was just like, kind of made me feel like shite. But, whatever. So, once upon a time, and I had got a concussion, and the concussion made me go sober. And that was probably when I dealt with the most anxiety in my whole entire life. And it was fucking shit. And I know that sounds like so, like, minor, because it's like, oh yeah, someone hits their head, but I feel like it was like a combination of like the concussion, stirring everything up for me, and going sober and like stopping that. But to start, it was basically like, I just felt like all of my problems were hitting me at once. So I guess like I thought like, I'm sure like, because it was to the point where like literally like I would try and go to the studio and try to make music and do what I love, and I literally couldn't. And I would go in my best friend's car and just like panic, and then come back inside the studio when I was like ready to like when I thought I was ready to feel good again. Even like smells would set me off. Like if I smelled like gasoline, I would think that I was gonna faint, but it was just my anxiety, and I like totally had no recollection, or no, that's not the word I'm looking for. I had nothing in my brain telling me like, oh, you're gonna be okay. Everything was like fight or flight, panic. Then I started getting derealization from being in fight or flight so much, and depersonalization, all that fun stuff. I was just looking at the sky, and I was like, the sky is gonna fall in, and it was just the scariest fucking feeling ever. But me and my sister were just basically by accident. She was like didn't want me in her room at the time, and like I was kind of like egging her on to like get a reaction out of her. And as I was doing that, she like, I put my head in her doorway, and she got up to like shut the door because she obviously didn't want me in her room, and my head got stuck in between the door and the door frame, and I got like a pretty bad concussion. It wasn't fun, but that forced me to, you know what I mean? And because of that, that forced me to go sober, and I'm doing it again. Oh Lord. So that forced me to go sober, and that was great. And because you know you can't drink alcohol while you have a concussion, because you basically just throw up. You do. But I know some people have lost a lot of weight. It was really good for me. But in that time, the anxiety was just so fucking awful. I remember actually at a show at I had a concert at the Roxy, and I remember just being on before the thing, like I couldn't like de-stress at all. I was like on 10 that whole entire day. It was so bad that like all my worst fears were like coming to life. Like my headspace that I was in at that time was just so awful. Like I wouldn't even shake people's hands because germs, or I thought I just had a really bad fear of being drugged. I didn't know why or where it came from, but kind of just was a thing. So I'd be scared to touch people's hands because I thought they're trying to drug me. And even Postmates, I would be so scared to eat my food. I know that sounds so stupid, and like Postmates obviously I'm gonna do that, but it's just like, I don't know, it's more of a fear once again of getting poisoned or whatever it is, like what I was saying.